epic as the last was. So, you know, we didn't get the 5-game thriller that we were expecting after seeing the game 1 between Dig and BDS.
That game was one of the best first games that we've ever seen, and then we just nothing after that. Thanks, BDS. Why are you so good? And speaking of really good, Atomic with a really good start to his own series.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal shot from Atomic. Ferro was back on the goal line here, and he had a little bit of boost to work with, but he was not expecting such a monster of a strike from Atomic this early on in the game. But it's the best time to be taking these kind of shots. You know, you just get those early strikes on target, nice and hard. Just see if the other team are not awake yet, and it looks like Ferra still napping at the start of game 1.
Can't afford to do it for too long. I'm starting to realize more and more just how short best of 5 really is in all of these series, and there's been a lot of times where that first game has set the tempo for the rest of it. Great pass down.
My goodness.
And there you go. If those of you that haven't been keeping up with Team Queso, expect more of that. That is who they are. They fully believe in themselves, and no matter how ridiculous the play might sound, the fact that it has the word play on it will always convince them to go for it.
Yeah, if I was to describe Team Queso to, you know, the Rocket League fans who are not really quite familiar with them, you know, you might be familiar with the Rocket League esports scene, but Team Queso are still pretty new to you. Just imagine G2 with 3 JNAPs. That's basically what Team Queso tried to do on every single play. That's a great save by Atomic. What a reflex. Let's pop that one into the crossbar as Oxygen looked to respond.
Okay, I'm liking this so far. Farah going to try and get rid. He's got it over to Astral. Good pop on. And good boost steal as well, but that's away from Astral. They're going to let that one roll to their own corner, which will be given chase to. Menso wanting to wait for his own challenge, and he's won that so well. Follow-up has to be there from Chaussette. As much as we do talk about, you know, Astral and Oxygen in general, Chaussette will be one of the players that I think has dropped off the most so far this season, and will want to try and prove that to just be a small blip in his overall career. It's got to start now, though, if they are going to start making their way towards that World Championship. Here is Astral. Drops down. That's on target. Atomic has to get there. And he will do so. Here is Chaussette. Backs down, realizing he's on no boost. Kind of forced into it. And so far, the team that was described to as G2 doing the least G2 thing possible and defending so well. They transitioned to the other side of the field in Queso. Half the game gone, looking solid.
You can't do them like that, Sugar. They're not even in the tournament to defend themselves. They're not even playing today.
You stole all the toxicity last week. I want a bit for myself.
Yeah, see, I like to be toxic to teams that are actually playing and can answer with the gameplay. Let the gameplay do the talking. You're not even giving them a chance here.
They've got next week. They've got next week. I'm lighting a fire under them. They'll thank me.
Well, it has been good defense from Queso, but, you know, that isn't really why they've been so dangerous recently. They're all about the offense. You know, they've been just full of confidence, attacking every single ball, just going for the most ridiculous reads and actually making it work. That is why they're so difficult to play against. It's hard to know what exactly they're going to go for. But if you ever have to guess against Team Queso, if you ever find yourself hesitating, thinking, wait, well, I wonder if he'll go for that. I wonder if Atomic's going to go for this. I wonder if Demensa's going to go for that. You know he will. Oh, dear, that's just wide open. Farah has just gifted them the second one. And, I mean, there's no wondering about whether or not Atomic's going to go for that one. That one is just, that is a yes in all categories and all teams.
And the Rocket League terminology for what Farah just did is an oopsie. Had to quickly research that one.
I thought it was he beamed it. That's the terminology when I saw in the dictionary.
Different regions, mate. You've got the Scottish book.
Oh dear, it's another partially open net. That one's rolling off target and slowly though. Disappointing stuff for Oxygen early on. You know, you can forgive Farah for letting in the first goal. It was an absolute rifle of a shot from Atomic, but the second one is completely their own fault. And, you know, poor defense has been it's definitely been an issue for Oxygen this year. Chaussette in particular has really struggled compared to his past self. He's so well, you know, he's known as being such a defensive monster in the past, and he's really quite a defensive player naturally. So to see him, you know, whiffing saves and accidentally mishitting clears as often as he has been is a problem. Now, Farah's got an open net here, and he puts it onto the post and in. Oh my goodness, Farah. Can you please be careful, my friend? That was wide open, and he has put it in off
He's
the
practicing
post.
For later. Okay.
Style points.
Not even style point. He knows that in the future, he's not going to get open nets to work with. He's got to make sure he's hitting those far corners.
To be fair, you're
smart. He took some time for some training.
Yeah, that's true. I reckon he's going to get a few. Like, they're going to get a few open nets against Team Queso, most likely. And I'm not sure.
Team Queso would be disappointed if they didn't leave a couple of open nets.
Yeah, it's part of their game plan. You know, just to keep the opponents guessing, trying to demoralize them. You know, if you can beat a team while giving them a bunch of open nets, you've got to be even happier. Now, Chaussette has not hit that shot well enough.
I wonder what happened between him and Farah on his way in, because Farah was going through the same lane on his way out.
They're definitely in each other's way. That was a good chance, though. Now, again, Farah on the infield. It's hit towards Astral and out towards the post. It looks like Queso have got plenty of bodies in the way. That should do it, Shogun.
Certainly should. Farah will keep it alive. Shot set up with Astral, who will try and chase. The ball's already on the way down, but that's not the pinch that Queso were after. Looking much better for them here. Atomic, double tap to finish it. Can't quite do so. And that now leaves only 2 players back here. Farah, 0 boost. Can't get it any further than that. Chaussette, want the self-pass. He's going to try and get to it. Still going. Atomic is challenged. And it's going to be up to Farah to keep this one alive. Into the midfield. Here comes Astral. And it is put down. Oxygen had a look at it towards the very end, but Queso stayed stable.
Yeah, credit to Oxygen. They kept that alive for a long time. And they got a very, very good chance at the end of it all. Astral was just trying to go for the fast shot straight down the middle. But unfortunately, I think placement was the key there, especially when there's a couple of goalkeepers on the line. You need to place that shot well if it's going to go past both of them. But, you know, overall for Oxygen, they know what they'll have to fix in the next game. It's all about just making sure that the defense isn't as shaky. Farah in particular didn't have a great game here. You know, by comparison, it was much better defense than we're familiar with from Queso. They had some really good saves. And you know they're going to score every now and again. You have to put goals past them because Team Queso, they're not going to go scoreless for very long.
Yeah, if you want to know when a day is going very, very wrong, just in general, if we ever say the sentence, Queso look complacent, that is when you know it is a very poor day. I can't imagine any series where I could use that to describe them. As we do get ourselves to the next one, Farah going to have a chance to try and redeem himself here after letting in a couple of goals during the last one. It's a good way to start it. A solid individual effort on the goal line.
Yeah, that's a great save by Farah. BK Saley made it pretty tricky for him with the demo attempt after popping the ball a few times. But Farah, he's definitely woken up now. I mean, the last game was definitely a wake-up call if they were taking Team Queso lightly, which I'm sure they weren't coming into today. It's a tough lobby for Astral to really work his magic in, Shogun. He's, you know, well known for being able to do what Monkey Moon did in the Dignitas series we just saw. You know, just take over any lobby, doesn't matter who the opponents are. But Team Queso are so aggressive, they're so fast, and such mechanical players across the board that Astral will not probably get that many openings to work with.
Yeah, we all know what Astral can do when he gets one of his under control. Although that one, he just watched sail past him. Well, he was the one to watch, but almost for all the wrong reasons there. Where he goes to the other side of the field, ceiling reset. He got that far too late. But it was not the best idea. And now, Oxygen have been caught by the same one. It was a fantastic transition, but Oxygen will be wondering how many times we're going to get caught from the other side of the field.
I mean, that's why passing and defense can be so deadly. Chaussette had only eyes on Atomic there. He was looking at what Atomic was doing. He knew that there was no way Atomic could shoot that ball on target, but Atomic's teammate who was right beside him could, and that pass was absolutely perfect. Mensa took it in full stride and nailed it from one end of the field to the other, and that's the second time this series that Oxygen have let a shot go over the top of their third man. First it was Farah, now it's Chaussette. They really have to look out for these power clears and power shots from Team Queso.
Yeah, Queso don't mess around on pretty much anything when it comes to their gameplay. It's a lovely first touch on the shots for Chaussette, but where is the follow-up? Right now it's just about boost and territory for Oxygen. do want to see them linking up just a little bit more. There is a demo off field. They're able to take out Atomic, and now Astral turns around. Puts him into an awkward spot there for Atomic. Can move in, follow up. Oh, Farah coming in from the same side as the infield pass does make that a lot more difficult to strike. They look to keep this going. It's a slight misread. Okay, so still not making any obvious mistakes. They put themselves into awkward positions, absolutely. But they always follow up with the right play to make sure Oxygen can't get it. And there's a pinch on the floor. If you want even more proof that Team Queso's transition game is on point.
There's still a lot of effective shot stopping coming out of Team Queso. Demenso is 1v2 on the last Oxygen attack, and he's kept both players at bay. And it's overall, I'd say Oxygen, again, beaten to the ball quite a lot here. They look like they may be mechanically outclassed, which isn't what you would expect in this matchup. You know, Queso are known for being, you know, incredibly mechanical players, but you need quite a substantial mechanical advantage to really be able to just completely win the race to a ball, beating out an opponent entirely. Another great save from Demensa. What a read. Every time, Shogun, they're getting clears. They're avoiding the sustained pressure of Oxygen.
It is a joy to behold what Queso have managed to do so far. Now Demensa drops it down to Atomic!
Wow.
Team Queso! So many people wondered, is this just a team that we're going to see on occasion make a good run and then we don't worry about them again? Well, have your fears reassured, because Team Queso are here to stay and they have got phenomenal plays.
Yeah, that was an unreal pass by Demensa. I mean, I wanted to give a lot of credit to the pass for the first goal from Atomic to Demensa, but I think that one's even better. It was a blind pass. Demensa just knew, or it was communicated effectively where Atomic was, and he just played it into the perfect position there. No idea. The goalkeeper has never got a clue that that pass is coming in. I mean, how can you predict that? Team Queso are just running away with this. It's going to be 3-0 if Atomic hits the target. He doesn't. And Oxygen still have a chance here. And that very easily could have been, maybe even should have been 3-0.
Atomic's already up. He wants that third goal. Astral had to pre-jump to stop him, and it was very key that he did so. Look at this. Look at how quick Team Queso well and truly are. They will follow everything. They will cut rotation, and they trust each other to do it. Farah, infield pass yet again, and once again, the passing option is coming from the same side as the pass. So you cannot run onto the ball. You're chasing after it. Just has not settled in here yet for Oxygen. Maybe they're going to get a chance. No, Astral used all the boost just to try and get off the backboard. Here comes Chaussette off the backboard one more time. And there is Astral to give us 31 seconds for Oxygen to bring this back.
Great pass infield by Farah. Chaussette actually beating a Team Queso defender to the ball there. Not often we've seen that this series. And Astral, of course, with this much time left in the clock, was always going to be there to convert the chance. 1 goal down, Oxygen have done the same thing in both games here. Late comeback attempts. Now, they didn't get it in game number 1. Will they be able to on Forbidden Temple?
Okay, so take any sort of different approach these final few moments, or is it all going to be, well, the same gear as always? Demensa. Over to VK Salem. That's going to drop down very awkwardly for pretty much everybody on the field, but most horribly there for Oxygen. Atomic had to avoid being demoed. Otherwise, that was going to unleash, and it still might. Chaussette pops it up. They've got to keep this alive. They won't be able to. And Team Queso with a 2-0 lead in the series.
Well, it looks like Oxygen are just toothless until the final minute of a game. That's the second time that they really have not created too many great chances on net. At least none that the goalkeeping of Team Queso can't handle. Shot stopping from Team Queso has been unreal in this series. They've been outclassing Oxygen in that regard. They've been outclassing them in pace. And they've also just been passing a lot better than Oxygen. Both the goals Team Queso scored here came off the back of some very great link-ups. You know, close to the ball passing plays from Team Queso. And that's, you know, something that you might have expected Oxygen to be able to take the edge in, but it hasn't really worked that way.
It's ridiculous to me, because the place that you are going to pack the most is going to be in defense. Not only in defense, when you're facing a shot. And Queso not only soak up that pressure and don't care, they use that pressure to pass it to a teammate who can then launch the ball to the other side of the field. It is difficult to overstate just how difficult that is to do both mechanically and mentally. And it is something that they have done to perfection in this series. Now we get ourselves into game 3. Are we going to have our second sweep of the day? And our Team Queso are going to book themselves a chance to take on BDS in the next round.
Well, to be honest, I think we will. I think it does look like a sweep is coming, which is great news because we want you know, Gibbs to get something wrong today after being the only one to correctly predict BDS winning earlier on. Can't let him.
Is Twitch chat going to be the only ones that are perfect? I'm going to give Twitch chat Dignitas.
Did Twitch chat go on Queso? I think there was a.
They went 52% Queso. Whilst everyone else on the desk went Oxygen. So if you listen to this, you're right. Even if you voted for Oxygen, you owe it to the other 52% for getting it right for you.
Team Queso once again have started off the fresher of the two teams. Looking very threatening early in game 3. But efficient as well. They're not overcommitting for any of these attacks, and their passing still is working in the final third. Oxygen are struggling to put anything together. Just, you know, get rid is really their strategy at the moment. Now, finally, Astral's got an early interception and a whiff from Demensa. That is a chance for Astral, but it looks like he wasn't really ready for it. And suddenly we've got chaos from Team Queso. And that's something that's been really missing from their play today, Shogun. We haven't seen those grand plat plays that they're so well known for.
For those of you listening to that and thinking, that's really harsh, it's not. If you saw them last time, you'll realize that that is a 100% accurate way of describing it. VK7 is actually by himself, and I love the small touch actually there from Ferry. Could have blasted it. Tried to wait for a demo from his own teammate, but the timing just wasn't quite right. Now Farah infield to Astral. That's one of the first times they've actually got that play to go well. And even then, they cannot play it past. 2 minutes down here, no goal scored. Astral looking for his chance. It's taken away. Chaussette at least pinches a block. Team Queso just running rings around them, and how has that not gone in? VK Salen deserved to try and put that one in for his teammate after a phenomenal setup. Now it's all pressure. It's on the goal line. Demensa can't get to it, but his teammate can. And Team Queso have still not been scored on.
I just can't believe this team. I don't know how they do this. They turn the most ridiculous situations into wins for themselves with such consistency. Is it luck? Well, can it be luck if it happens this often? Well, they've escaped being scored on yet again. And like you said, I think still the best chance of the game was probably that insane assist from Demensa. I don't know how he kept control while centering the ball off the back wall there. But neither team able to score up until now, despite there being great chances. And there's another one, but Atomic's all over it. Farah was alone in attack. The support was demoed out the play. Team Queso are looking shaky here. This is more what we expected them in defense, and they are just going to let Oxygen through with an open net. Chaussette makes sure of it after Astral powered on into the middle here. And that's been a long time coming, but with Queso looking finally like themselves defensively, it shouldn't come as a surprise.
That was the Queso we were expecting, with a result that maybe we didn't. Really is a bit of a coin toss when Queso go into that mode. It's something that Oxygen have not only benefited from, but they'll look to continue to benefit from, as they want to try and springboard this potential win into a series reverse sweep. Farah, ceiling reset. Queso don't look like they've settled down just yet. Chaussette in. He's going to put it on target. He's going to put it in net. And Queso are looking rough.
Yeah, once again, it's not the best clear. Chaussette first to get there. And VK Salen on the wrong side of the goal line after landing on the previous save. Unable to save a top shelf shot. You know what I think has just happened here, Shogun? It's Team Queso. They've got a quota for double commits. They've got a quota for whiffs. They've got a quota for own goals. You know, anything that you associate with platinum rank gameplay. Team Queso have got you know, a plan every single RLCS day that they play to at least make as many of those as they can. And they didn't meet their quota. In fact, I didn't see any of that in games 1 and 2. So they've realized that. And now they're trying to cram as much of it into game 3 as possible.
Oh, wait.
So that they can, you know, go back to winning this series at some point. But yeah, this is one of the things that makes them so exciting to watch. They actually, you know, can pretty much make any mistake at any moment and still have it work in their favor. Nobody can read them.
That is completely true. We even saw towards the beginning of their moment of chaos, which seems to have continued as Dementor tried to give his team at least some sort of lifeline here in this game. It took a while for Oxygen to even start believing, hey, these mistakes are actually happening. We should move, you know, our second, our third man up a little bit further. But they've looked a lot more convinced to do so. Farah puts the shot up high. And that should just about do it. Oxygen, very much the benefactors of typical Team Queso defensive mayhem. But now they're going to have to try and use that for the rest of the series. 1 game down, 2 to go.
Yeah, Team Queso really slipping there in game 3. But there's another side to this story, and it's Oxygen rising to the occasion. We didn't see any defensive mishaps from them in this game. They didn't let any long shots in for the first game for the first time in the series, I should say. And also, you know, I think they're starting to get a better read on the game. They even before Team Queso started making mishits and mishaps in defense, Astro was, you know, putting in many a key interception. Chaussette, some insane 1v2 defense at crucial moments here. And like I already said, you know, no mistakes. Farah keep playing a clean game here. If Oxygen can replicate that, they've got a chance here. But, you know, clean, consistent isn't always enough to beat Team Queso. Queso have got a huge range that they could be playing at in this 4th game. They might be the best team in the world. They might be platinum. So it's up to Oxygen. Are they gonna just you know, play consistently and see what kind of Queso shows up, or are they gonna try and keep on improving on what they've just done?
Well, Team Queso had themselves 3 darts to try and finish off this series. They've used the first one to hit a 5. They're gonna use this one to maybe miss the board entirely because they've had their arm jolted by a phenomenal play by Oxygen.
Yeah, it's a very nice pass by Chaussette, but you would have expected someone to be able to contest that ball. It looks like Queso were completely boost starved on all 3 players at the same time. Otherwise, somebody would have been in the middle to aerial that. Probably more than one player would be in the middle to aerial that, to be honest, if I was to guess. You know, if you show me that center ball and ask how many Team Queso players fly for that, I'd say at least 2. But, you know, they didn't, so they can't have had boosts. They would have gone if they could. Trust me.
Chaussette looking to try and go solo here. Interesting team pinch there from Team Queso. And Farah's turn. Go back down. Not the best touch from Dementor, but one that opens up the field quite well. Chaussette not looking comfortable. Almost caught out for it. He's still pretty alone, especially with Farah getting bumped. Astral and Chaussette both back. Chaussette is the one that will clear. And to set it back up again for Team Queso. And they've actually been a little bit careless here. Chaussette's got his second, and he's very much on the way to sending Oxygen to their second as well.
Yeah, a couple of huge reads there by Chaussette. First in defense, he intercepts the pass in field that Queso were attempting, and now in offense, he intercepts the clear as well. So not only Astral starting to read the game, Chaussette very much getting involved in this one. Queso, you know, I said that nobody can read them, but apparently Astral and Chaussette can, so I might have to reevaluate on that one.
Huge demo again. Astral is going to buy so much time for his team that demo is not going to mean much of anything. A complete miss hit from Dementor. They've had a couple of those, actually. I'll pass that one back. But the hunt for demos from Oxygen means that... Wait a minute. That is a mistake.
This isn't the hope for my ranked teammates.
I refuse to believe it. This is not the same team we saw in game 1, okay? It was so clean. It was so clean. I don't know. I don't want to use it. Not many other descriptor for it. And yeah, then they go and concede that one. 3 goals down here. And it's looking like they might be sent into game 5. Not under a battle, but more of a whimper for the way they played this. Atomic tries to change some of that. It's an open pass. Dementor shot is saved, and Chaussette. Okay, as much as we can talk about Team Queso, Chaussette is in. He is laser focused.
Yeah, this series it's on a pendulum. As one team you know, deteriorates, the other improves. Chaussette is having a great game, and he had a great game defensively in game 3. Now he's just great all over the field. And this is the kind of shot set that Oxygen fans have been hoping for, Oxygen fans have been waiting for ever since Astral joined the team. What a save by Astral as well. A couple of unreal pre-jumps and then the in and out save as well. You know, Oxygen are just getting better and better here as Team Queso, you know, like you said, looked like a totally different team than the team that started off this series, the team that was beating Oxygen in every single category. You know, now they're just losing in every single category. Oxygen are playing some really great Rocket League. It's making me hopeful that they might actually have a chance in the next round, should they make it through this.
That's a round they can really do with seeing. Given how poor the first split went for them, they're going to have to do everything they can for the rest of this season just to try and make up for it. Farah to try and make it 4. Double commit, double the chance of saving the shot. 3-0, and Team Queso have not looked really all that threatening, bar the one saved earlier on from Astral. Good clear, Chausette's going to take his time. He reckons he's got this against Atomic, and I reckon he's completely correct. Now Astral up. So Mensa is the target. Ceiling reset. He's tried this earlier. Astral is determined to score this goal.
Yeah, well, Astral, he commits so aggressively to that. He flies up to the ceiling so quickly that he actually has a fair bit of boost when he gets there left over. So you know, he can really pull off any kind of shot in that position. That's a nice pass and a nice goal for Team Queso. A late showing for them in this 4th game. Might be worrying for Oxygen. As Team Queso have definitely got what it takes to score twice in 44 seconds here against anyone, definitely against Oxygen. So are Oxygen going to go for a bit of time wasting here? I think they should. Oh,
I absolutely would. Like, we've seen teams that change, you know, between days. We've seen teams that change between, you know, games in a series. Queso just change all the time. There is no idea about when it's going to happen. And I would keep that ball very, very far away from them. Don't give them not only a chance to get into this game, but don't give them a chance to build momentum heading into game number 5. Astral very much had the same idea, bumped into the ball. He'll call it a good pass back to Chausette. There as well, huge credit. Had a very difficult time in the opening 2 games. He's looked much happier on the field across the last 10 minutes or so, and they're going to need more of that because we are going to Champions Field. Oxygen 2, Team Queso 2.
So a very, very strange series here. Oxygen, you know, I've been known to start slow, so that's not really surprising. And now seeing Chausette play as well as he is, great to see and very promising for Oxygen fans. Astral as well had some great reads, some great interceptions. So like you said, Farah, no more mistakes from this guy. This is solid from Oxygen, but Team Queso, you know, there's only one explanation I can think of to describe their inconsistencies. And I'm not sure, this is a complete guess. I don't know if this is actually true. But if I were to guess, I would say Team Queso have got to be 3 players who change their camera settings after every single kickoff. So every single kickoff, they change their camera settings. So they're changing the dead zone, changing this, changing that. They just look like that kind of team to me. Because 1 minute they're fantastic, the next minute they can't hit the ball. 1 minute they look like they've got an unreal vision, perfectly predicting where their teammates are. The next minute they're triple committing and driving into each other. So yeah, I think they're definitely placebo camera settings warriors. But I'd love to know more if anyone knows the Team Queso guys. Do let us know on Twitter, hashtag RLCS, so we can find out how accurate that read is. I might just be completely wrong. Nothing wrong with that though. You know, a lot of the stuff we say about Team Queso is immediately corrected with the very next play.
So very eagle-eyed viewers out there as well will have noticed something under our bottom bar. Wait, oh my goodness. Well, you get points for style and no points for how that actually should have been played. Well, we are going to stay at 0-0, but eagle-eyed viewers might have also spotted that Vodafone Giants 3-1 over Renault Vitality.
Wow,
so it's going to be Giants against Woo in the other side.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So it's Vitality against Triple Trouble in the lower bracket as well. More like Ripple Trouble, if you ask me.
Well, certainly we'll find out later on today. Over here, though, we've got to focus on who is going to be taking on BDS in our next round. and secure their space in the top 6. Chaussette plays that so quickly. He wanted to avoid being demoed. He had all 3 players on Queso pressuring him in different ways, and he managed to come out on top. That's what you want to see if you're an Oxygen fan. Chaussette not dropping a beat in this game 5. No boost for him, though, this time. Huge demo. Astral plays for safety. The right thing to do, especially when you've got a player with 16 boosts and a player that's just been demoed. Team Queso, all the pressure so far. An unintentional touch there from VK Salen. Let's take it away from his teammate, but they still might reap the reward for it. Drops down to the ceiling. Who's going to get there first? Atomic misses. They're all missing it. But Astral gets a crucial touch on the save. We stay at 0-0. And Chaussette with the transition. Flicks it past 1. He's got 2 left to beat, but Chaussette can do that. This time, though, the answer will be no.
So still solid defense out of Oxygen. Some great chasing on challenges. Some great reads. And Team Queso, up until now, have also been playing a solid game. This is, for me, the best game we've seen in this series. No huge blunders from either team. We've got a Dominus and Atomic in this one. So, you know, they weren't feeling it clearly in the last game or 2. Now they look like they might have come back to life again. Atomic getting very involved here. That's a great interception of Chaussette, but it will still get cleared, or at least half cleared by Oxygen. Didn't really go past any of the Queso players, but that will. Just over 2 minutes left. Team Queso consistently able to hit the ball over the back of Oxygen's players, but Oxygen are still keeping their composure. Now Astral in the air dribble, and he's past everybody. Oh my goodness, Astral. You know, I said it would be hard for him to outplay this lobby mechanically, but he's gone and done it.
Everybody tried and everybody failed. Astral proving why, despite the mishaps of Oxygen's season, he is still such a feared name. 2 minutes on the clock. Team Queso need to respond. Otherwise, they will be reverse swept. VK Salen already up. Chaussette still not putting any feet wrong when it comes to his defensive plays. And rarely, it's actually been a way to describe Team Oxygen in general here. VK Salen, double tap attempt. It's off the post. It's followed up, and it's scored by Demensa.
What a shot. VK Salen. Looked like he'd gone a bit too wide with it, but he manages to keep it on the goal line, and that is just not savable for Oxygen. Demensa first on the scene, Queso back in it. And, you know, it took a while for this series to warm up, but it absolutely has reached the critical point here. Oxygen have had to defend for the majority of Game 5. They're looking pretty consistent while doing so, but it's not where they want to be. This is not where you want to play against Team Queso. You'd rather get them on the back foot and maybe get a couple of mistakes out of them, but Astral's going to call Chaussette off an awkward bouncing ball. It's past 1, but denied by the second challenge.
Queso are unrelenting with this territory. Finally, Astral, he's outplayed them once. He's just going to use this one to get it all the way to the other side of the field. It's a misread on the backboard. Farah's going to win the challenge. A booming clear from Demensa. Very welcome for Team Queso. Here is going to be Demensa's shot. A pre-jump save from Astral.
What?
This is an unreal Game 5. Farah now with his chance. He tries to force the block. He's managed to get it bouncing out. Astral off the backboard. It's a poor touch from Demensa. Needs VK Salen to help him, and he's certainly got that support. Astral back over to the wall. He's going to want one more shot at this, but Demensa has the read. He's there quick enough. Backboard yet again. VK Salen's clear is going to be solid to put it across the midfield.
Yeah, great crisis management by both teams. Tough shots coming in, tough crosses coming in, but everybody's defended. Oh my goodness, what? Just as I'm saying, every single shot and cross is being defended. We've got a very simple shot from Farah going in. VK Salen's just backwards on the goal line. He's mispositioned at the worst possible time, and with 30 seconds to go, Oxygen are on the brink of reverse sweeping Team Queso.
And this is not a feeling that Oxygen fans have had all season long. They're on the verge of doing something that we just have not seen from them so far, fighting back from adversity and taking this in a reverse sweep. Now towards the backboard, Demensa's there. Want to try and find Chaussette for a demo, but Chaussette already hunting for the ball. Will that mistake come through? Well, Astral's hit is so quick. It's so powerful. He forced Atomic to get the save. Another player is gone. This is going to be a huge ask, and it's not one they can do. Oxygen Esports in 5 games have taken down Team Queso.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Well, I don't know how Oxygen have managed to pick up a goal there. You know, Ferra probably expected his shot to be saved as he was lining it up, but then just as he pulls the trigger, he realizes, hang on a second, VK Ceiling's not going to get that. That's just a goal. And wow, just like that, Oxygen take it. Some great defense from Astral in this game. Pre-jump, multiple pre-jump saves. He gets the solo air dribble to bring Oxygen back into this. And Ferra with the winner after, you know, a disappointing start to today's series. That's got to feel good to finish it off in style.
That is the version of Oxygen that we keep getting excited for. No matter what we've seen previously in other tournaments, we will still see them turn up to these sort of days, and you'll get predictions